Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Tidwell, and I just turned 60. Oh, look at that. Do you know who said this? It was the boy king of the internet. That's who, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. Age bias in tech is rampant. I'd started noticing it and was hearing similar stories from my colleagues. So one thing led to another, and we started a company on a mission to address work after 50 called Next for Me. The conversation about diversity and inclusion has only just started to include ageism. We think that to include an age-diverse workforce, companies must understand the unique needs and motivations for older workers. So, we spent a year communicating with thousands of people over 50. Through a weekly newsletter, in-person meetups, and public events, we went across the country hosting events, ending up in Washington, D.C. last December. Our report, Understanding the 50-Plus Worker, is based on findings from those meetups. From one-on-one interviews, focus groups, and surveys conducted with our audience nationwide. Before I highlight those findings, it's good to understand a few things. There are a lot of us. We're over 1/3 of the population. And we're living decades longer. A kid born today has a greater than 50% chance that she'll live past 100. The numbers do take your breath away. What this says is that an enormous number of people want and need to continue working. It seems we'll all be working into our 70s and 80s now. And yet, bias in hiring and firing continues at a rapid pace. Often, it's truly invisible and unconscious. Employees or job seekers are aware something is amiss, but they can't put their finger on it. Eventually, it becomes all too clear. So we learned some things in our research that said at least 11% said they had been held back or let go of a job due to ageism. Another 5% said that they voluntarily left a job after they experienced age discrimination. 19% are uncertain about the future of their current job, and age-proofing their resumes or LinkedIn profiles is commonplace. We also learned that traditional networking events aren't cutting it for our generation. They're facing indifference from younger peers and age bias among other attendees. They said they were interested in networking events centered around, first, expert speakers, career strategies, and 46% want to learn new workplace tools and systems. You can imagine that there's a lot of anxiety and concern over what the future will bring for millions of people. Maybe it's our survival techniques or having the experience of activism in other domains, but people remain hopeful. Our findings show that people are maintaining an upbeat outlook. In many cases, they are proclaiming, "I'm not done yet." Companies are starting to take notice. We're involved in an initiative called the Longevity Project that has started here in Silicon Valley. You'll see some significant companies who have signed up as charter members. What is underscored here is a call for an intergenerational workforce, how mixed teams are more productive, and how older workers bring emotional intelligence into organizations from their experiences. It's early days with the project. If you or your company have an interest in being involved, sign up at longevityproject.org. If you'd like to find out more about our research or being involved with our movement, visit us at nextforme.com.